Hey everyone, Yvonne to S, what the freak? You know, growing up the way I did, in the religious cult I was in, it was this constant pressure. We gotta save people before the end comes, and it's too late for them. It's our responsibility to save them. Meanwhile, our life is in shambles. We're struggling. You Gen Xers out there get it. It was fuck around and find out for us. No tech. Be home by the time the street lamp came on at night, but don't come home before. And so we were outside playing and experiencing and playing with each other, you know, and fucking around and finding out from experiencing. And it made me reflect on just how much judgment and division there is, because there's some expectation of them to believe and think like we do about life and about experiences, when they're like thumbprints. Each of us have our own, and nobody else could possibly tell somebody else what it should be for them, because we can't know that unless we ask questions and seek to understand more and better. And the value of learning from each other's truth through their experiences and trials and errors and whatever, victories and losses. I mean, you learn from it all when we choose. And really, how are we telling anybody else what something is or isn't until we've taken a look for ourselves? Because maybe our lens is blurred, that listening to somebody else's experience and perspective would benefit us in. For me, I noticed seeing a common theme story, traveling the world, meeting many different people from many different cultures and backgrounds, and having the most amazing experiences and meeting the most phenomenal people. Because mutual respect, mutual consideration, that brought so much more value and just experience, which is felt, which is why nobody can tell us what anything is. And that's why I no longer tolerate projections, because, or anybody to tell me what to believe, think, feel, say, or do. Because I get the messages through my experiences, because I did the work. I put in the effort and the work to clear my lens and realize it's all me. I am attracting it. So it is nobody else's responsibility but mine. And I do what I can to rectify, or, because it's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to learn and figure out where it's coming from, so we don't keep doing it. Because everybody's going out and getting VR games and shit when we're already in one. And we're avoiding the fact that we're creating it with our choices. And nobody can do it for us. Nobody's coming to save us. We were given the tools and the ability to save ourselves. And it's not to say we do not help each other. It is to say we realize our role and accountability for what we're creating. And if we choose not to do anything about it, at least have the self-control enough not to project it onto someone else. Because you have some judgment about how they should be or what they should or shouldn't do. And just share where you're at, you know, speak honestly with each other. Be authentic and real. And stop sugarcoating shit. We're not Willy Wonka. It's not benefiting people by coddling them. We want to be compassionate, yes, and people have to want to change and do something about their shit. And again, having another amazing conversation with my just a dishwasher friend, we were talking about the experiencing. We cannot really truly embody wisdom until we are being that. Those attributes, those aspects, so it's felt in the application and through the experiences that come with applying it. And it's amazing. It's powerful. It makes it enjoyable and fun to be able to learn to understand and navigate what's happening. Even the negative stuff eventually can become much easier. And I mean, choose your hard. I've said this before, choose your hard. We can keep perpetuating the same patterns, operating in insanity, trying to control outcomes, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, so that we don't have to look at ourselves or change or do something about our shit. We're looking for something or someone else to save us or have answers. Now, mind you, we've been taught that. We've been taught to be codependent so that we would be the supply of our power and energy and what we're capable of in creating by shifting our words and perceptions. And experiencing by communicating with one another. Stop assuming we know, which is limiting us a lot, by the way. Stop taking things so literally and looking at the value in the lessons of the story, regardless of what the story is. And it makes life so much easier. It removes all that background noise that is keeping us from seeing the value of what's right in front of us and what it's telling us about ourselves. Because we are all one. We are all reflections of each other. Why are we showing up in each other's reality, experiences? Is it a lesson? It's usually a lesson and a benefit in both parties. And have had many amazing experiences as a result. And have the coolest friends and family and connections that we all assist each other without that judgment and the fucking expectations, and having that grace and that compassion, and at the same time being real and sharing a valuable perspective of, hey, I'm going through this, oh, well, maybe it's this, you know, have you ever, well, here's a perspective, and man, have I had my mind blown by a lot of my friends, actually. And just people in general, even the bad ones. Their lessons too, for sure. Usually we're experiencing the traumas, the negative emotions, and we can start experiencing the lessons versus mistakes and judgment and punishing ourselves and beating ourselves up for doing it. Realize we can learn from it and make a different choice in the future. Because a lot of times what I've experienced is something will show up in my reality. I get the lesson of it, make the choice to do something about it, and then some test shows up to see if I really learned the lesson. And trial and error, not about being perfect. It's about being willing to consider others so that we're not projecting our unhealed shit because we choose not to do something about our choices and about our behaviors and our mindsets and keeping us reacting. And all it takes is listening and sharing without the judgment and assuming that we know or that we're right. When all truths are going to be different for everyone. You can't force somebody to believe our truth. It's not our place anyway. And when we just focus on our own creation and connect with other people that are doing the same thing, then it's super fun and chill and cool, and you don't have all this other outside noise and bullshit affecting it. Because we were willing to put in the work and get that it's flows. And there's going to be ups and downs, and we're there for each other through it. And I realize we have to give a shit about ourselves enough, basically. We have to give a shit enough about ourselves and others that we love. And then things will change. Then we'll feel and experience the benefit. Because we can't say we love, we can't say we respect, we can't say we are all these things and not be examples of it. And that's where I've realized I didn't experience these other better feeling emotions, gratitude, peace, joy, happiness, ineffableness even, because I was being told what love is, and my experience of it was very different. So what I believe love to be is what I was attracting to me through relationships, through experiences in general. And once I actually experienced what unconditional love felt like, where somebody let me just be me without all the bullshit that we've been taught love to be, then I got to realize what it actually means to apply it so that I could demonstrate it. And that's when, and also releasing the unconscious stories, that's how it helped me a lot to be able to apply it, because it was providing more bandwidth. So I wasn't in my head so much, and I realized more how I'm manifesting, how I'm creating, and be able to know how to shift it so that I don't do it again. It's like, how many times do we need to go down a path and get caught in a bear trap before we realize we don't want to go down that path anymore? So, I'm trying to get you out of the bear trap in a lot quicker way than what it took me to figure it out. And experience is the best teacher. So, people can have fun. I'm not trying to recruit anybody or anything. I'm simply trying to help people out. Because other people are pissing in our Wheaties simply because they don't want to face something that really can be much easier faced when we just own it. And stop trying to mask it. And stop giving a shit what other people think. Just surround yourself with people who give a shit. Who give a shit enough about you that you can freely express yourself, because we get, not everybody's gonna feel, think, believe, say, and do the same thing. It's just being willing to learn from each other. And we're really overcomplicating shit that's not complicated. And then victim vomiting on everybody else. Expecting them to do some shift to our version of reality. So that we don't have to look at how the work we've got to do. We don't want to have to do the work, most people. And so here we are. Here we are creating a shit show. Because we don't look at our own shit show. And, I also realized for me, in the stories, what I learned, we are all aspects of Jesus, Satan. Positive, negative, the good, the bad, the masculine, the feminine. There's all those aspects within us that have attributes, essentially. How does our DNA work? Words, language, syntax, when used correctly, shifts our DNA. So when we experience, it shifts expression. So our DNA literally shifts its expression in a positive way when we do these things and apply these things. And that we're antennas. We're putting out and receiving frequencies that aren't always visible. Maybe unexplainable. Not for anybody else to tell us. It's your experience for you to learn from in your journey. We are not all going to be on the same place on the map. We might be close. And those are the ones you can, kind of ride along with along the way. And then at some point, maybe the map branches. And the where you start in the maze is going to depend on your willingness to see reality as it is. So then you know where you are. So then you can stop and look at the map. Be like, okay, I want to go this way. Oh, hey, let me stop and think about this for a second and see where I'm going. And play our video game from character view that's stuck in the wall and can't see where the hell it's going and can't get out of the corner, getting shot at, and switch to player view of our story so that we can see where to go. And if we're emotionally attached and holding on to these beliefs and thought forms and things and not willing to do anything about it, we're just constricting ourselves and keeping ourselves in that character view versus player view so that we can see where to go, see what's going on, see why it's happening. So come join the Freq show and let's play together. Let's play our games together and have fun and actually do something about the shit. as opposed to escaping in some other VR game when we're already in one. So, just saying. Anywho, thank you. WhatTheFreqWorld.com, WhatTheFreq Facebook, WhatTheFreq World Instagram. And like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Ask questions. Seek to understand. Fuck around and find out.